Hi, this is Sam, and I'm going to show you today how to deal with retreats when playing Memoir 44 and using Vassal. And this is actually quite easy. There are three basic scenarios. Let's say in one scenario we're having this guy attack this guy. Well, if he causes there to be a retreat, in this case he can only retreat to one spot. So that's the first scenario. In that case he would just retreat him and it'd be fine. The second scenario, let's say that this unit was here, and this guy attacked the same guy. Now there are two places he can retreat. Well, in this case, there's a couple of things to do. One is to just leave him there, and you can actually go up to pieces and markers, and there's a retreat marker, and so you can drag that retreat marker onto the unit, and that just tells the person that on their turn they have to retreat that unit before they start the turn. Now the other thing you can do, though, that's actually probably the harder thing to do. The other thing you can do is simply retreat the unit to one of the other areas, and in this case where he retreats to doesn't affect the rest of this player's turn. So even if he's attacking with other players, they can't reach him, so it's not going to affect anything. And so in that case he'd just retreat it himself, and then he could leave a note. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just leave a little note saying change this if you want, and that way the next player will be able to, if they don't want to retreat there, they'll just move it over to there at the beginning of their next turn. So no problem there, and that doesn't disrupt play at all. Now the third scenario is, let's say I had a unit up here, and we'll clear this one off, and let's say this unit attacked this unit. Now in this case, where he retreats to, if he happened to have to retreat here, would affect, because let's say this the Axis player was also going to attack next with this unit. Well, in that case, if I retreat here, then that's going to be a 2-die roll for him, whereas if I retreat here, it's going to be a 3-die roll. So that is going to affect the rest of the Axis turn. So in that scenario, what I would do is I would do what I had just previously shown you, and I would go up here to pieces, markers, and grab a flag, bring it down. Oops, that didn't work. Oh yeah, it did. Okay. I don't know why that area went so big all of a sudden. But I'd bring the marker down, put it there, and then I would end the log file up here. I would end the log file and send it back to my opponent and say, you have to retreat this unit for me to complete the rest of my turn. He then creates a log file of where he wants to retreat to, and then I create a final log file finishing off that turn. So in that scenario, it does take a little bit longer to complete a turn, but it's still very doable, and it's quite smooth in the flow of play. So that's how you deal with retreats in Memoir 44 and using Vassal. We'll talk to you soon.